Hey, Coach.
Hi, Andrew.
Let's just start with what happened in the second half against Davis. You got up to 2-1 lead and it's kind of...
Well, we were a player down. I don't know if the story or the box score saw that, but we lost a player in the 44th minute, and so we had to make adjustments at halftime, and we put a lot of energy into getting back. So we came back great. We scored 2 goals in that first 10 minutes after halftime, and then from there, Davis did a good job. They were rotating players in and out. And just really put a lot of pressure on us, and we should have been better, should have been tighter, maybe parked the bus in front of the goal, but that's all hindsight. So it wasn't a great performance by us, but I tell you what, that first half, we hit the post twice, we were playing good, and then the red card happened. 2 yellows, I should say, and it's always challenging to play a player down.
Who has to sit out this week then?
Evan Richter.
Let's focus on the positive. I mean, you still have a chance with the win this week to make the playoffs. I mean, this is essentially a playoff game for you. How big of a deal is this for you guys, and how exciting is it to kind of have your fate in your hands?
That's where you want to be, right? You want to be there. We all wish we could have taken care of it at Davis. But we have the opportunity still. Wednesday night, it's a direct head-on-head, competition with the other team that's ahead of us. So we couldn't be in a better spot in that regards. We love the fact that we're playing at home. We have to be very good on Wednesday night. We have to be very disciplined and take our chance as well. Fullerton's a very good team. So, but we're happy to have the opportunity.
Talk about the senior class. I mean, it's pretty small with Zamora and Junior. Mm-hmm. But kind of talk about, sending them off probably their final home game with the win and kind of how special that would be.
Be very special. Especially for David, who's been here for 4 years with us, and he was here in our first full recruiting class. And he's just been a special player for us. Over the years, he's said he's become our Cal Poly all-time point leader. He's a wonderful young man, a 2-year captain for us. So we want to send him off in a special way with a victory. So I think our guys are going to be very motivated, not just because we need the points, but to send off David the right way.
Hi, Coach. It seems like you guys, the Davis game, result notwithstanding, it seems like you guys are playing really good soccer right now. 6 goals last 3 games. Davis starting to find the net. How eager are you guys to keep this thing going and make the playoffs, because we know anything can happen once you get the postseason?
Yeah, no, that's it. Right now it's all about, building off the good stuff that we've done the last 3 games. I thought our last 3 games at home were very good, playing Irvine to a 0-0 tie, beating Davis, and then the good win against Santa Barbara. We played well in all those 3 games. I've said this all year long that I think that we're a very good team. We've had a challenging schedule and we've had some ups and downs, but I think this is a team that can beat anybody, on the day. So we just want to, we want the opportunity to be able to do that in the conference playoffs and to play in Irvine or Santa Barbara again. It's a great challenge from a coaching standpoint. For the players want it, and like you said, anything can happen. So, but we're not there yet, and everything is on Wednesday night.
If I could just ask you a question from last week. I haven't seen you since last Monday. I was out of town on Wednesday, but saw the game on TV. Just talk about the win over Santa Barbara and how nice it felt to beat the Gauchos in that dramatic style.
Well, they're such a good team, and they're so dynamic and dangerous and respected around the country. To have that kind of climactic finish, exciting finish in overtime, and then to see the joy on the students, as they flooded the field, to see how much, euphoria was going on. I think that's probably the best word. It makes you realize that the sports is very powerful, and that there's a lot of school spirit at Cal Poly.
With your fate in your hands for the next 2 games, if you win out, you're in the conference tournament. You face Santa Barbara, who you've beaten, Irvine, who you've tied. What would be the mindset going into that type of scenario in the playoffs?
So you're jumping to the playoffs?
Well, against playing very good teams in Fullerton and Santa Barbara and Davis, you've had good results. So what makes the difference between playing those teams and maybe playing?
We have to play everyone with the same mentality and the same intensity. You know, that's the danger of being teams that go 500. You know, play up and down to their competition. It seems, and we need to play at a consistently high level. You know, and that's our goal. It's not only just for this year, but building with all the juniors that we have on this team. Like I said, we only have two seniors. We want these guys to gain that mentality and that experience this year. And like I said, on the day we have the potential to beat anybody. We did that with Indiana. You know, did that with Santa Barbara, UCLA. If we could learn any one thing this year, it's to be an NCAA playoff worthy team, you have to take care of your business every single game, and that's what we hope to do on Wednesday night, Fullerton.
And kind of lost in the euphoria of the Santa Barbara game was kind of how the team played earlier in the match. What was your reaction to coming out pretty hot, getting a couple good shots off, and then Santa Barbara countering? What was your reaction to that?
Well, I was really surprised how open the game was. Right from the start of the game, it seemed very, very open. You know, it was back and forth. You know, usually the first, 10, 15, 20 minutes of a college soccer game is very tight. You know, everyone's, it's tough to break down. Everyone's closing down. But in that game, I mean, it was literally shot down the field, shot down the field, shot, very wide open. 2 good attacking teams. And, really after about 15 minutes, they started to become the better team. Great combination play, great movement. They probably could have scored a couple more goals. So we felt fortunate going in 1-1 at halftime. I think we made a couple good adjustments at halftime. And, I think it showed in the second half. I thought we were overall the better team in the second half.
Hey, Paul, I know sometimes players and or teams collectively will pull energy from a crowd. Like you had against Santa Barbara. Mm-hmm. Wednesday against Fullerton, I don't know what the attendance is going to be, but I doubt if it's going to be what it was. Mm-hmm. Is there a concern about that, the energy level of your team, having to play before a much smaller crowd?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we've played in front of big crowds. We've played in front of smaller crowds. We expect our loyal supporters to be out there, rain or shine. The weather's supposed to be great. I think everyone knows it's supposed to be, or it's a massively important game. So whether we play in front of 500 or 2,000, it doesn't matter. I think our guys they know the importance of it themselves.